All right, guys, we start the week coming out of the weekend with some negative news. Trump's tweet that he's going to levy all kinds of tariffs this upcoming Friday and about $200 billion of Chinese goods. Why that mattered and why we gapped open so lower was because it was already baked in last week, the week before, that U.S.-China is going to get a trade deal. And then all of a sudden, we get this great jobs report. They're excited. They close around 47, 48 on Friday. And then on Sunday over the weekend, he hits the markets with this, and we open up way lower at around 97.5 down here. That was deemed to be kind of cheap. And so a lot of people were bearish, not necessarily in the room. We actually had a neutral stance waiting for the market to show us this. This was harder to catch for me. I think some guys in the room caught it. The next move higher was going to come after some extended chop. So these are rotations up here. Let me play it. And what you see here is you wait for some selling. I don't know if you're going to hear the audio, but you wait for some aggressive selling that can't get the market to stay down. Right there, you start seeing 7/2 went red, came back green. Now let this thing play out a little bit more.
7 even.
Right there. You hear her say 7 even? I don't know if you guys could also hear it through the, I enabled the computer sound, but it lit up 7 even. I say she because it's a female voice. All right. Here it is right up in here. Now remember, this is a long, so far, consolidation box, given that it's only 10 minutes into the open. And these damn things are chopping sideways for a while. That's what a PNF gives you, a nice rotational look. These aren't just a column with numbers in it. They're rallies, retracements, rallies, and so on. So when you get such a long sideways action, at some point they're going to break out. Well, the bottom of the... Hold on, guys. And then maybe China was backtracking on some earlier agreements. I'm taking this back live here. It's a little bearish. You get short here at 20. You could get that short here at 22 even. Careful. That's why he threatened the tariffs after hearing Chinese backtracking on earlier commitments. Didn't like it. This is coming on around 22, 23 even. Now they're backed up at 21 even. You guys are looking at a replay here, but just stay with me. Right now they're trading back to 22, 23. It's kind of in the market that China must have done something for Trump to just come out and tweet about those tariffs, and now we're getting the report. But the headline is President Trump reportedly threatened tariffs after hearing a Chinese backtracking on earlier commitments. So this is good. We know why he did it, and now we'll see if those backtracks are real. But this put in a little bit of some weakness in this market. You're not seeing it on this chart. Let me shrink this chart. You're seeing it on this one. This one's back in playback mode. But you could see how coming in around 23, 22, sellable, even though it's not a word. Is that a word, George? I don't know how much meat is on this bone. I think they could take them all the way down to, they're not going to go down to 12. They've kind of cleared up down there, the middle here. 19 even is a decent target. You can't stay bearish forever, though, because it's kind of baked in the market that he must have levied those tariffs for a reason. They're still coming to meet. Scene of the crime is about 23 even. That's where the market was right when this headline hit. All right? Ground zero. So for people listening on YouTube, you're getting a little more bang for your buck here. And this is how you trade news that's not scheduled. That just said that the news is why the president levied the tariffs, because China actually is backtracking on some commitments, which is putting some cracks in a deal getting done. This got some downside. They went back up to the scene of the crime, cracked it down to 19. That's the middle of this congestion. they take out these lows where my cursor is, they've got some downside to the middle of this around 15, 16. I don't see anything in the heat map to draw them down there, but the middle of this congestion box right here is about 16 even. That's their next stop. They might hold these swing lows for once, but there are sell stops if they could get below 18, 17 half. They want them though. I had the NASDAQ chart and the ES chart backed up for replay, and then all of a sudden, this news conveniently comes in. Did you catch it, George? Or is that you, Tom?
That's me. You know what? It's actually kind of good that came out, because at first everybody's, not everybody, a high percentage of people just thought Trump was being, unfriendly, to use a polite word, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because, everybody Mnuchin, productive, right, all that. And then all of a sudden, we get the tweet. And there was actually a reason, which is what we all surmised.
That's a big word, Tom. Not for you, though. I said it was a big word, surmised, but not for you.
How about guessed?
I'm just from Chicago. All I know is buy it or sell it.
Oh, by the way, did you get my email with the questions?
I did not. I didn't look, though. For tomorrow?
Yeah.
All right.
It's on your Yahoo.
Thank you.
Yep.
I'm interested to see what they're going to do. See, I've got what's kind of sucks about this is that I rewinded this, so I can't see where this action's coming in. All right, so that's what's happened. Let's go back to the potential buy before all this. Within 10 minutes of the open, you see this 7 even get hit. Let's blow it up. And you see this long chop. It's like she comes in again at 7 half. And I'm telling the room, if you're bearish, chance to take out the top of this range when big selling or some selling cannot get it to go down. So anywhere above 7 half, there could be some buying that comes in to take out the top of the range. Remember, we had been strong after the open because of that gap open lower, and the buyers came in to take up some slack. You heard her again potentially here at 775. Doesn't even budge lower. They're laughing at her, and it runs up 2 and through 10 even. So it gets out of this chop with some red selling that comes in that can't get it to go down. You see this time and time again. This one you put on the backs of a long consolidation chop that at some point you're going to break out. A little bit of a bonus recording today. So as we were talking, market was trading around 23 even, and a report come down that the threatened tariffs from Trump this weekend were because he heard of some Chinese backtracking on earlier commitments. So he had to put a stop to it. I'm going to stop this recording, close it up, back to real time. There was some selling that could have been had around 22 half. One of the things I tell people all the time, one of the tools in your toolbox has to be trading news, has to know, understand, be able to anticipate the reaction of some news that could hit the wire that was not scheduled. That's the reason why they call things a surprise. People aren't expecting it, right? Pretty much the definition of a surprise. If trading news events isn't a sharp tool in your toolbox, you're just at a disadvantage. And now I'm not saying every number, every news event you can make your week or but know what it's supposed to do to the market. Know if it does do what it's supposed to do. If it doesn't, where the market came out. This is what the footprint and the edge zones look like when it came out. And you could see it started up here around 23, 24 even. It's using that as kind of ground zero and overhead resistance. As soon as it got through this red, they popped them a little bit, but then it came back down. Got through this red in here, they popped them a little bit. This isn't going to go down forever. It is kind of sort of bearish. Just puts a little rationale as to why Trump tweeted. I don't think the market's that surprised that there's a reason behind the tweet. See you guys on YouTube at the next video. Subscribe, notify yourself. We put these up a lot.